This is the Fight Back podcast, hosted by Georgia Berry. If you're passionate about martial arts, mental health, and women lifting up women, then stay right where you are, babe. This podcast is for you.
You need to know that nobody shapes me but me.
My guests today are Som and Jo from JS Muay Thai. This is an awesome episode for me to be able to record. These girls are locals, they're from Melbourne, and they're really quite successful in the local Muay Thai scene. So they're some of the first female fighters that I saw and that I looked up to before I stepped into the ring. So a little bit of a fangirl moment for me, but I hope you enjoy this conversation where we get into the mental health, the weight cutting, the good, the bad, and the experiences that they've had in becoming the fighters that they are today. I hope you enjoy. All right, I'm here today with Som and Jo from JS Muay Thai. They've both got incredible Muay Thai stories. I'm so excited to chat to them both about their individual careers and their new joint venture. So why don't we start with JS Muay Thai, actually. If one of you want to explain what is JS Muay Thai?
So basically JS Muay Thai is our names. So J for Joanne and S for Som. And then both of us fight Muay Thai. So therefore JS and then Muay Thai.
And what is Muay Thai? Someone jump in.
So what is JS Muay Thai? So pretty much, we from our why it started, it's just because we were talking one day on our run. From our experience, we feel that girls, they feel a little bit intimidated when they want to start Muay Thai, and sometimes that's hold them back. So we're like, why don't we, have a female place where everyone can start Muay Thai and they feel comfortable, and it taught by female trainers, and that's how JS Muay Thai starts. So we want to create the environment that feel comfortable for females to start doing Muay Thai, so that they can feel more confidence and they can go out and maybe join the gym when they know a little bit more about Muay Thai, and that's what it's about.
And for listeners that are jumping in from a different martial arts background, because we get people from across the board here, what is Muay Thai and how is it different from kickboxing?
So I would say it's a Thai kickboxing. We used to call it egg weapon strike, because you use 2 hands, 2 elbows, 2 knees, and 2 feet. I think it started when we were back in the war, when Thai and Myanmar were in the war, and it taught for the military, and they use that as the self-defense, and it's also taught in a loyal family as well. What I was going to say, the difference between kickboxing and Muay Thai would be the clinching, I believe, because kickboxing, you can't really grabbing them and then do the knees, and that's a big part of Muay Thai, that you're clinching and you dominating someone in the grappling.
Yes, it's pretty much as scary as a striking sport could be.
Yes, and elbow, which is, the most part.
And have you both been cut?
No.
You haven't been cut. You've cut people, though. She was covering her face, all embarrassed.
I haven't, but I got cut on my last fight on my nose, and that broke my nose as well with Whitney Tuna fight. That's my first cut.
Yeah, so Muay Thai can be a little bit scary, but I think that's just on the surface. You know, Sai, who's one of the promoters here in Melbourne, always has that poster when we go into fights saying, like, display beautiful Muay Thai. And I think that that's really the side that you both have experienced, is that it's just such an expression of yourself and your style of fighting. And, you know, it's very spiritual and steeped in history. So it's a pretty incredible sport if anyone hasn't checked it out. We might dig into each of your backgrounds. So one at a time, if you want to introduce yourself in a bit more detail and talk about how you started Muay Thai.
Okay, so hi, I'm Jo. I am a fighter coming out from Eight Blades Warrior. I'm a personal trainer. I coach Muay Thai and also a business owner. I have a fight record of 14 fights, 3 losses, and 1 KO. So a little bit about my background. I'm the eldest of 3 siblings. So I've got a brother and a sister. My mother looked after all 3 of us. So she was a single mother, amazing woman, watched her all throughout my life hustling. So I got a lot of my hustle from her. I moved around a fair bit when I was growing up. So I had a pretty tough childhood, and I moved all around different states. And then I ended up moving to America for a short period for 3 years. And from there, I came back to Melbourne, and that's where my life settled down a little bit. And yeah, that's a little bit about my background. And
yeah, Som, and what about your background?
Yep. So same with Jo. So I train and fight out of Eight Blades Warrior Gym now. We are a training partner, Jo and I. Been doing Muay Thai for 5.5 years now. I started with Don Miller at Superfight. My record is 10 pro fights, 7 wins, and I've got 2 amateurs. Same outside of the training, I'm a personal trainer, so I work for Fernwood and 23W Gym. Both of them are female only gym, so that's how you know, I'm big believer of the women empowerment. And as you can probably tell, I'm Thai, can tell from my accent. I was born in Bangkok, and I moved here when I was 17 to study university. Then I moved to Melbourne about 10 years ago, and that's how my Muay Thai journey started.
Okay, let's talk about Muay Thai. So we'll start with Som. Your first class, what was it like, your first experience with Muay Thai?
So have to say that, you know, people think that I should have started Muay Thai when I was young because I'm Thai, but never. I started from Taekwondo when I was 13. But then when I moved to Melbourne, I just came out of the long-term relationship, and I want to find something that distract me from, you know, a negative thought, keep myself busy. So I joined like a normal commercial gym, and then I got bored of the workouts. And then I was living opposite to Superfight gym at that time. And then I saw this gym with, they written Muay Thai in Thai word. And I'm like, okay, if I'm going to start Muay Thai, you know, I must choose somewhere that kind of authentic. And I thought, okay, they must know what they're doing because it's a Thai letter word. So I went in there for my first class, and yeah, just got hooked from then. Everyone was so friendly. O'Neill was the coach back then, and you know, he welcomed me really well. Everyone was really nice, and yeah.
And what about you, Jo?
So how I started Muay Thai?
Yeah.
Is that yeah. So I've always actually wanted to fight, and the thing is, like, I'm a firm, I don't know, like everything that led up to the day that I started. So we just got back from America, and I just started settling in, but then I sort of started to go out a lot because I just turned 18, and I was just like, you know, having the typical teenage years and just enjoying life a little bit, but I created a lot of bad habits. And I literally just decided one day when I woke up, I was like, you know, I need to change my lifestyle, and this isn't the way I want to live. And I was following Chris Nguyen's progress throughout the time that I've met him. So he started at 16. I think he started Muay Thai and kickboxing around about 16 years old. And I was friends with him around about then too. So I got to see the progress and how he changed as a person. And when I bumped into him, I was like, hey, Chris, like, you know, how's Muay Thai? How's training going? And he would always tell me, Joe, get started, you know, just come to class. And, you know, and I would always be like, okay, yeah, you know, let's do it, but not really. I just was so afraid to jump into environment where it's like, I'm like the only female in class. And that was like a fear of mine before I started, because I was like, oh, looking at all his videos and all his pictures, it was all male. Everyone in the class was male figures. So then I was really afraid. I was just like, nah, I'll do it. Like, you know, I'll do it someday. Someday I'll do it. But I knew I wanted to fight, but I didn't know how I was going to get started. So as I was saying before, one day I woke up and I was like, okay, I really need to change the lifestyle. I woke up from a massive hangover. Literally, I was like, no more. This is not the life I want to live. Like literally that day I signed up to a gym. I was just like Muay Thai. And the first thing that popped up was, I think it was Dominance, Dynamite, and like a few other gyms. And I signed up for all of them. Whoever came back to me first, I signed up for. So Dominance was the first the first gym that replied back to me, and I did the first trial and I was hooked. Chris Cortez coached me for the many years that I trained Muay Thai, and then eventually I started training under 8 blades under Boy. But yeah, that's a little bit of my backstory on why I started Muay Thai.
So that's starting out with just doing one session and then coming back because you were like, oh, it's fun. Both of you were like, oh, the community's amazing. Like, it's actually not as scary as I kind of thought it was once you actually get into it, even though it's all guys. But stepping in the ring is like much more scary. It's just you. There's this like other person trying to really hit you. So Joe, you said you wanted to fight even before you started training.
Yeah. So it's more about fighting. It was more about like, I wanted to see if I could get myself there. Like, I don't know what it was, but when I watched fighters on TV, I was like, oh my God, that's so cool. Even though this is like before I even started training, I was like, oh my God, like, you know, Karate Kid, wax on, wax off. And I really loved that. Like, I was like, oh my God, I can do that. So I would go to the kitchen and literally wipe dishes and be like, wax on, wax off, and do the chores and like hope for that one day that I could do a martial art. Because as I was growing up, my mum didn't think Muay Thai or any martial art was suitable for a female. So she thought that, you know, it's a male dominant sport, it's violent. And as I was growing up, we were faced with a lot of domestic violence. So my mum thought, you know, Muay Thai, fighting, you know, it's not good. Like, you know, violence isn't for anyone. That's what my mum would tell us. But in the back of my mind, I was like, when I get to the right age, I will start martial art, but I just didn't know when. And yeah, so that just sparked something in me and I just went for it.
And what about you, Som? Did you want to fight from the beginning, or did you keep training and then sort of like ease your way into it? What was your journey like?
Yeah, totally opposite from Joe. Never thought that I would do something like that. Well, I competed in Taekwondo, but you know, it's like everything padding from head to toes. So I actually started Muay Thai just because I want to be fit, just like everybody else that got into fitness. And John is the, you know, big believer that everyone could fight if you want to. So he really play a big part in getting me into the fight. So I got there, and then he's like, 6 months, yeah, you can go in and fight. In a pro fight. And I'm like, well, I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm just like, oh, yeah. And then suddenly got trained with the fighters and then got into the ring. I'm still like, is this real? Like, yeah. So yeah, after first fight, and it's addictive. And yeah, from then.
Absolutely. I think it's addictive going to class, and then it's just like a whole other level of adrenaline addiction that comes from fighting. Not to say that you have to fight ever, like, you know, there's so many people who are just comfortable being a part of the gym and the community and learning something cool, but like, yeah, stepping in the ring and finishing a fight at the end too is just like this big, like, Yeah. Yeah. It's like, oh, it's okay. I'm still here. I'm still alive. It was awesome. So let's talk about mental health a bit more. So the purpose of this podcast isn't just to say that women can also fight, which is certainly one of the big parts of it, is also to say that I think it's really important for women to learn how to defend themselves, to feel empowered in their bodies, and to learn that they are just as capable of performing all the fighting movements as what men's bodies are. So can either of you speak to the impact that Muay Thai has had on your mental health?
So I would say that mental health is so important in any martial arts, in daily life. So when I first started Muay Thai, I would say that I'm like a completely different person to what I am today. And it was due to the process of like training, being disciplined, growing that confidence. And it was a journey in itself. And I realized in the last couple of years, I realized if I wanted to be a better fighter, I had to change my mindset and become a better person at the same time. So I was like, okay, how am I going to achieve this? The way I achieved it was actually listening to podcasts every day. Nothing negative, no political stuff, no news, nothing like that. It's actually just self-confidence, how to overcome self-doubt, how to come negative talk, how to like improve on your life. So I just like literally went on YouTube and said, how do I build my confidence? How do I get rid of this negative talk? And literally I was just listening to podcast after podcast. I had a goal for myself. 1 year, I literally listened to 365 podcasts. So I listened to one podcast a day. And this has literally changed the way I think about life in itself. Like there's so much more that we can give. And through listening to this, this has made me become a better fighter, due to the fact that it's changed my mindset on how to view training, how to view communicating with people, how to push through barriers where you're overthinking like a negative thought when you're in training. Just say we're sparring and then you have a negative thought, it's like, I can't do it. But then you're like, actually, no, let's change that mindset next round and be like, okay, I can land that punch. So when you start training with like Chris and Alexi and stuff like that, they don't let you hit them. So, and Som too, like it's so hard. Like when I'm clinching with her, she won't let me do things. So I have to push through that mindset and be like, yes, I can do it. You know, changing that mindset within one round, it's a life changer. Like you just have to trick your mind. So there's like things that I do to trick my mind, is like, I sort of lie to myself. Back then I hated clinching and I would say, I love clinching. Literally before we clinch, I'm like, I really love clinching.
You can swear on the podcast, it's fine.
Like, you know, I'll sit there because back then I would sit in the corner and be like, no, I'm not clinching. I'm sitting in the corner, in the white corner. I'm like, I'm not going to touch. I don't want to do it, because I was so bad at it. I would say that when I came to 8 Blades, I could clinch, but I couldn't outbeat anyone with my movement, because I couldn't get through, because these guys are taller than me, stronger than me. I just had that mindset. I'm like, I'm not that great, so I'm not going to do it. But then I pushed myself and I tricked my mind by saying, hey, I really, really love clinching. So every single time we start clinching, I'm like, I love clinching. And then when I started getting better and I started to improve, I really do miss clinching now. Like I love it so much, because it's an art where the more you do it, the more you understand your body and the movement. And once you understand that movement, it will take you to that next level. And yeah, so positive mindset, or even mindset in itself, is a massive thing in fighting. People say that it's 80% mindset before jumping in the ring, because if you don't believe in yourself before you fight, you've lost the fight even before you stepped in. So I believe that it's 80% on fight day. If you don't believe in yourself, you've lost the fight. Just, you know, there's no point of you fighting if you don't even believe in yourself. And it's 20% physical, because 20% of you've done the hard work, right? So you've done all the training, you've done the endless hours. What more can you do? The only thing you can do is go there and have some fun. I have a mantra before I jump in the ring. I'm like, you know, all the hard part is done. Now this is the fun part. Let's go out there and put on a show. And that's every single fight show. I've told my coach every single time. That's what I say to myself before I step out in the ring. So that's why I pump up the crowd, because I'm like, you know, let's have fun when we're walking down the aisle or walking down to the ring. Like, let's just make everyone like smile, or let them step, like, you know, stand on their feet and get the crowd, you know, roaring. That's the funnest part. It's just getting everyone involved. And yeah.
No,
I'm really passionate in this.
It's good. It's
I love
awesome.
positive mindset stuff. Like, self-development is so important. And I just want everyone to know this.
Yeah, I think too, everybody kind of assumes like, oh, Joanne's been like fighting forever, and they see like the end result. They're like, oh, she must have just always had this mindset. Like these like Soms like doing so, like when you won the belt and stuff, and everyone was, you know, the people in the audience are sitting there thinking, oh, she's a fighter. She's got the fighter's mindset. Like, that's the reason why she's won, is because she always had this. It's like, no. Like, they had to work hard to get to there. They just were like regular people beforehand.
Yeah, 100%. I really believe that.
What about you, Som?
Yeah, I think like why Muay Thai is actually like help with mental health, like not, if we talk about just the normal people that just do Muay Thai and no fighting first, I think building confidence is really important in that. It actually gives you more confidence in yourself. So thinking about it, you're like, you know, you used to be so scared, you're not sure what to do. And then you come to the Muay Thai class, you learn a little bit and you can kick. And you're like, oh my God, I can kick, head kick. And you're like, oh my God, how can I do that? So, you know, it gives you the confidence that I don't think you never had for yourself. And that actually make you believe in yourself more. And that's how it's actually improving your mental health. So, okay, you at that stage, you come and then you have more confidence of what you can do more. If you do Muay Thai, then you come to the fighter part of it, of fighting, and then you go into your first fight. And then you're like, first thing, you need to pass the fight camp. And then how do you do that? You need to train hard. So pretty much you have to push yourself beyond what you normally do. And when you do that, of course, it feels torturing at that time. But when you passed it, you're like, oh my God, I could do it. And, you know, and it comes to the everyday life, like you would push beyond what you used to. And that's how Muay Thai or martial arts come and apply to your everyday. Then you jump into your first fight. And then you're like, oh my God, a few hours before the fight is like the most scary in your life. But then what? You passed it and then you done your first fight and you're like, holy shit, I could do that. And like, you know, you passed the most scariest thing in your life. So what else could you be scared of in your life? And yeah, I think that's how it comes to how could it improve your mental health if you do martial arts, and, you know, all the discipline, all the patience, because you can't be angry, you can't be emotional when you do all these things. You need to, you know, be aware of what is going to come. You can't let your anger go over you. So all these things that you would learn from martial arts or Muay Thai that you can actually apply for your everyday life, I think there's a lot of good like benefits and advantages in that everyone should do it.
Yeah, definitely. The staying present in the ring thing applies so well outside to life, that you don't just instantly react to everything anyone does, because yeah, that's a quick way to get knocked out, I think.
Yeah.
The one negative side, I think, to fight sports that I like to make sure we talk about both sides on this show is the weight cutting and what that does to your mental health in terms of body image. Can either of you or both of you speak to what it's like going through the weight cuts and the weight class that you fight in?
Weight cut. What can we say? This is probably my least favorite part of fighting, but then also, again, it's getting through that weight cut that you feel so good when you jump on the scale and make weight. That's the best feeling. You're like, yes, I did it. You know, and it's a long journey. Like, it takes around about 3 days or 4 days, depending on your weight cut, to get you to your fight weight, right? So I'll give you guys one of my experiences that I went through. I think I had a fight against Whitney Tuna, and we were fighting at 52 kilos. And I would say this was probably my hardest weight cut. I was weighing close to the fight weight. I think it was 2 kilos off, so, or one and a bit off. And I had my period that night of. So I weighed myself that morning and I was literally 5 kilos heavier than what I was when I went to bed. So imagine that you're on your period, you're stressing out for your fight, and then also you have to lose all this weight before, before your weigh-in. So literally I had 12 hours to get this weight off. So I went to the sauna and I was there literally the whole entire day. This put a lot of pressure on my body because I hate the heat. I hate the sauna. I really despise like being sweaty and sitting in the same spot for endless hours. And it's probably not good for you as well. You're dehydrating your body and your cells, right? So I was in the sauna for the whole day and I only had 10 or 15 minutes just to drive myself to the weigh-ins. So I was lucky that my teammate, Spring Sia, she literally wrapped me up in the towel. I got changed in the car and then we got to the weigh-ins on 6 o'clock. So it was the hardest weight cut that I had to experience. So I try not to fight at 52 anymore because it's just way too hard for me. And I get scared now to get down to that weight. I think it was because of that weight cut. And another experience that I had leading up to like my first fight, like I wouldn't eat. Like I was scared to like eat. It was like 2 weeks out and I was eating literally a boiled egg and a can of tuna. If I was lucky, I'll eat 2 cans of tuna. Imagine that, and then training 3 or 4 hours a day, absorbing just so little. So my emotions were low, my energy was low, just everything was low, and you couldn't talk to me. And I just didn't want to talk to anyone as well. I didn't have the energy to. So for 2 weeks, I would eat nothing. And yeah, I'll make weight easy. I made weight easy. And then the past probably several fights with me and Som, like every fight camp now, we have a nutritionist that we talk to, and I can eat more now. I have more energy and I look ripped. Like this is the first time like we've sought help and we felt good. Like we were eating so much food and I'm like, Som, are we allowed to eat this? She's like, Jo, eat, you'll be fine. And I was like changing my mindset to believe that I can eat so much food and be able to burn it all off. So I was really shocked. Like I was so shocked that we could eat so much calories and lose so much. And that really shifted my mind. So I do highly recommend a nutritionist. If you're training, fighting, like it doesn't need to be fighting. It could just be swimming or any other sports. Even if you're training at the gym, I think it's very important to manage what you eat, what energy you're getting from foods. Like you don't know when you don't know, right? Absolutely. So if you get that advice from like a professional, they can actually break it down for you, and you can, the world is endless when you've got that information in your hands.
What about you, Som?
Yeah, this is actually like the most important topic that I want to say in fighting. I think it could be in a negative way if you make it to be, and especially like with the sport industry that make it to be as well. And I think it doesn't need to be like that, and we need to change it. And I, want to make my voice out there if I can. So pretty much it seems like everyone cuts so much to fight, but why? Why would you torture yourself? Why don't you actually fight somewhere closer to your walking around weight and be as strong as you could? Like why do you have to do that? The reason is because everyone's doing it. So why don't everyone just stop doing it and then just fight closer to your walking around weight? So I'm one of the lucky people that I have a high metabolism. So if I train hard, my weight just came off so easy. And I fight quite close to my walking around weight, and I try not to go any lower than that. So that's one thing about me. The only struggle I have is I love eating, and you can ask Jo I eat so much, like you can tell that I could eat. And that is a struggle when I do weight cut, because I want to eat all the time. And that's why we seek the nutritionist advice. Just make sure that I could eat as much as possible, still can train really hard for the fight, and can still cut weight in a proper way. So I would recommend any fighters, you should really seek a professional help if you want to do weight cut in a proper way. Don't put yourself in danger zone. You see so many news like, really bad about weight cut, and it doesn't need to be that bad. It could be better, and you could do better if you do it a proper way. So do some research, seek professional help, and fight closer to your weight cut. That's my not weight cut, I mean your walking around weight. That's my suggestion.
Yeah, I think it's really important that we highlight that more. Like, I can say for myself, like, my walking around weight is so much higher than the weight that I have fought at. And it was partly like, that was what everyone else in the gym was doing. That was what coaches were suggesting. And also my coaches got really excited when I was like, yeah, I think I could get down to 54. They were like, really? Like, okay, like if you think you can do it. And I was like, okay, yeah, I could do it, because I didn't believe that I could like do well at a higher weight class. And I'm tall, right? Like, I'm much taller than both of you, but like in the same weight class. So I think I'm going to move up when COVID goes away and we get to go back, which is kind of annoying because it means that I like maybe won't get to end up fighting some of the people I wanted to fight again. But I think it's just not worth it. Like, it's not worth getting your body so run down that you stop having your period. Like, that's really common in lots of female fighters. Like, I've never had my period the day before, because I didn't have my period for years because I was so underweight when I was fighting at 54. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So that's what, if most girls who you like, you shouldn't be down there. That's a common thing. It happens in lots of female athletes. So it was part of my motivation for starting this podcast. I was like, yeah, I can hand on my heart say that like I was way too skinny and like I didn't look good. I wasn't healthy. And I think doing like what Jo says, the mindset work is the most important thing. If you do the mindset work and then you believe in yourself, then you don't believe like, oh, the only way I'm going to win a fight is if I be the smallest possible weight that I could possibly be.
Yeah. And also the habit of like after the fight, and the fighters would go and eat a blown up, and then you cut weight, and then blow up, cut weight. It's a really like bad circle that you shouldn't be. So if you want to be a fighter, be professional, do it properly, maintain your healthy weight, make sure you eat good. Just, yeah.
I'm that yo-yo. So if anyone's on that page, I am literally that. Like, I blow out and then I lose it again and I'll blow out again. Som is like, she maintains it throughout the year. I'm like, nah, I'm going to go and enjoy myself for the next 1 or 2 weeks and then back into training.
Yeah, I think 1 or 2 weeks is okay. But
yeah.
What about the body image things around that too? So there's all these photos of you both, like when you're standing on the scale, the weigh-in photos. That's when you're like at your absolute most shredded you could possibly be, because you've done all this dieting leading up to that week, and then you've done the weight cut itself. How do you go with looking at those photos? And then after you've done your couple of weeks afterwards, do you have any body image issues around that? How do you deal with that? Does that affect you?
I hate weight in photo. It's like the worst photo of me. I look like I'm dehydrated. I look horrible, like a zombie. So that's definitely not my favorite photo. I think the best part for me is like towards like maybe 3 weeks out of the fight, when like, your body fat is getting lower and you can see your abs. That's probably the only thing I see. I look strong. I still can go on a pad, but I look ripped. Yeah, but not the weight in for sure. Body image is not really my thing. So like, if I have abs, that's good, but I want to be strong. So if I can choose between, I can lift heavier or look shredded and not strong, I'd rather be stronger. And yeah, that's my personal thing.
What about you, Jo?
So this is like, yeah, I'm like similar to Som. Like, I don't really mind what I look like, but the only thing that's the aftermath of that picture and what you look like for that like weeks coming up to that fight, you look thinner than you usually are, right? So like when I get out of not like 1 or 2 weeks out of fight camp, people are like, damn, you've gained a lot of weight. But I'm like, I'm average. Like I'm actually at my healthy average weight, because everyone is so used to seeing me so thin. Like sometimes I gain like maybe 5 kilos, but this is like a normal weight. I checked. I was like, oh, they're calling me fat. Like I get so upset when people call me fat. And I was like, but I'm actually like walking at 60, right? Or like 50, 58. And I was like, it's because you see me at a very light and anorexic type of weight where I'm like super thin. My chin is, my cheekbones are like indented. Like you can't compare that photo to my natural walking weight. It's just like, it's really, sometimes it gets to me when people are like, damn, you've gained a bit of weight, when I'm actually at an average weight. Like I'm actually at a normal, healthy weight. And it's just like hard for people to see that you don't always have to have that, skinny figure to be healthy. Like I could still be at walk weight and looked lean and ripped as ever. So as Som said before, like I rather have a stronger body and I can go through rounds and hit pads hard and not have abs. It's completely fine. Like I'm happy the way I am after fight camp or before fight camp or even during fight camp. I'm happy the way I am throughout the whole process. Like you just have to be content of who you are and what you want to be. Like I know I said that I was like a little bit down about it, but if you're happy with yourself, it shouldn't matter what people say.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a good point to make to everybody out there to say it's probably just not a good idea to comment on fighters' weights like ever.
Yeah.
Like you're probably never going to say something that's that useful. If they're in like deep into fight camp and you say like, oh, you're looking so good, the person's going to be like in their head maybe like, oh damn it, like the only time I look good is when I'm like so deep into fight camp. And it's not sustainable. You can't always be fight ready. That couple weeks before when you're training so hard, if you train like that all the time, you would be sick all the time. You just couldn't do it. And same as afterwards, maybe like just don't make the comment afterwards, because like what fighters are doing, going up and down in their weights to weight cut isn't the picture of what is a healthy person. It's not, if you were thinking like, what's the optimal thing I could do for my health? I wouldn't say, I think you should sign up and have 4 fights a year and do 4 weight cuts a year. And that's probably going to be the best thing for your health. Like it's not, however, it's part of the sport that we're doing as athletes. And that's, I think, the message that gets kind of mixed up in people's heads, is they assume that like athlete equals healthy. And it doesn't always.
100%. I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about JS Muay Thai a little bit more, as I love what you ladies are doing. What have been some of the experiences so far? How are women going? How is it different to training in the male-dominated groups? What's it been like?
So JS Muay Thai started with 8-week course, How to Muay Thai 101. That's the first thing we started off last year, September. So in a few days, it's going to be happy birthday.
1 year.
Yeah. So our mission or our purpose is to, bring Muay Thai to more people to know. And at the same time, for someone that, as I said, female, they often feel, scared or nervous, intimidated in the in the male-dominated sports or like in a normal mixed gym. So we want to have that for female, that they can actually do this. Start off for 8 weeks and you learn the fundamentals of Muay Thai. So you learn everything, punch, kick, knee, everything. And then after 8 weeks, you can say whether you like it. If you really like it, you can go to any other gym and continue your Muay Thai journey, because you already know it. You have have a confidence that, oh, you can jump into any class and then, know what they're talking about. Because most of the time when you go to the gym, you have some people that already been there. They said, okay, jab knee. And you're like, what is jab knee? But from this course, you actually learn all the basics, and then you can actually go. And when they say jab, knee, punch, kick, and then you can go, oh yeah, I can do that. And also, we want to make them feel comfortable in the community, that everyone support everyone. So even though you finish 8-week course, we still keep in touch. We still want to support you no matter what you want to do in the Muay Thai journey, or even in life. If you have your first amateur fight, we'll be there. We support you. We want to support each other. And that's what we want to make for JS Muay Thai. And so
so our vision is to literally create a fun, enjoyable environment for females, to support females through the art of Muay Thai. So we really wanted to build this community. Even if it's a small community, it's completely fine, but we wanted to build a close niche community where we can actually send positive tips on how to get through ISO, or just to support each other, and especially keeping each other accountable, especially during this time, because everyone's just nah, I don't want to do anything. We're just at home. We don't want to, you lose that motivation, because we've got so many uncertainty, we're going through so much uncertainty, of whether anything's going to open up in 2 weeks. It probably isn't, but we don't know, right? And it's just been this journey has dragged on for how long now? 6 to
6 months,
8 months,
yeah.
6 months. And so we built this community where we could keep each other accountable, setting goals, making sure they achieve them. So I'm always messaging them hey, have you done your steps? Hey, have you, achieved your weight loss goals, or whatever it is. So you've got someone there to support you through this time, because it's like a family. You're there to help each other out, especially during the hard times. Even me and Som, sometimes we ask each other, hey, have you done your runs, or stuff like that. So we keep each other accountable that way as well. For me, I keep myself accountable by checking on everyone. So by me texting them, I'm oh, I should run too. It's my turn to run. I haven't done my run yet. So it keeps me in check as well. And yeah, that's just a part of our vision. Did you want to add on?
That, yeah, just to top up that, sorry. So for example, if someone want to, go on your first fight, and I don't think we have any, much information about how do you cut weight. If you're a female fighter, how do you go to fight camp, because female is so emotional, and, normally guys or male coach wouldn't understand why you crying at this time and things like that. So we want to let them know our experience, or, be in a group that they can ask, and want to make things easier for them. They don't have to go through what we went through in a hard way. We want to make it easier for them, and educate them. So that's for someone that want to go into a fighting journey. A little bit more about JS and how we progress. So we started our first 8-week course last year at our home gym, Eggblade in Altona. And we finished that one, and then we move on to do another 8-week course at 23W Gym in Preston. But then because of the pandemic, so we have to stop halfway. So we hope to go back there once the restriction is up. And from then, once the pandemic started, we need to change our normal course into an online platform, which first I saw was not really a thing, because I think everyone's still new and still confused of what's going on. But then the second I saw, it's actually quite successful, that we got a lot more people on board, and we just help each other motivating during this time. So our goals, actually, if it's not because of the pandemic, we would have done it already, but it had to stop. So we want to go around Melbourne and actually do our 8-week course everywhere. So we're thinking we're going to go to east side, and then southern suburbs, and just around the Melbourne, to create and expand our community.
So going into different gyms and doing an 8-week seminar at gyms?
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Ah, that's awesome. I love that. Or hopefully, in the future, once we get to go back to gyms and stuff, you guys can come to Absolute.
Oh, you probably don't need us.
I think it would still go down really well. We tried to build like a bigger women's only community, but there's not really much like women's only Muay Thai. There's a big women's only Jiu-Jitsu because the Jiu-Jitsu is so big at Absolute MMA, but the women's only is not, it's not as big. It's just like self-driven, but it's not as much driven by the gym. So yeah, you guys should definitely come and help people out there.
We would love to, yeah.
If you can like organize that, we'd be happy to run an 8-week course through you guys.
Definitely. Yeah. I think even the online stuff, like doing some cross collaboration, I think everyone's looking for little challenges and stuff to do and connecting with different people online, which is a really cool thing, right? Like there's girls that I used to train with from overseas who have now moved back overseas, and we're now like training together again online because everybody's training online, so all the classes are online. But I've seen you guys are doing like some challenges and stuff on your Instagram, so if people wanted to like get involved with those, what kind of things are you doing?
So the first one was a 30-second video of your training. So it doesn't need to be Muay Thai combos or anything like that. It could just be you lifting weights, just 30 seconds. And then just tag us as JS Muay Thai, and then tag 3 friends to nominate them, to keep them active and to keep each other motivated and keep each other accountable, right? So we just wanted to get everyone involved and hopefully like get the word out, like, you know, let's get active, let's do something. Even if it's 30 seconds, it doesn't matter. Like, at least you're getting started, right? At least you're doing something. And we were like hoping to, help as many people along the way, especially during this pandemic. We just want to like say it's okay to not be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think once you do 30 seconds of exercise too, you're probably going to keep going. It's like once you've done 30 seconds, you're like, oh, well, I'm here. I may as well just keep hitting the bag a bit or whatever you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like that 30 seconds that get you started, and hopefully that would, hopefully you'll get a full 30 or an hour session out of it. It's just like a mind trick, right? You just only tell yourself, oh, it's only for 30 seconds, but then it might end up to be like several minutes or hours or whatever.
Yeah, and that's how it actually helped motivated me during this lockdown. You know, you wake up, you don't want to do workout, you're in the house, but I normally go through my Instagram, of course, just like everyone, when you wake up, and then you see all these people training video clip, and they're like, oh my God, I need to do it. So that's how this challenge started off. So like, oh, you know, we want to make them feel, oh my God, no, yeah, you do, you train, and then it make you want to train too.
Yeah, I love it. I'll post up the links to it on the Fight Back project as well and our Instagram, and hopefully we can get more people going. And as you get more challenges going along, I think everything that we can do to stay connected to the various communities, and especially the martial arts communities, are just, I think, the most kind of welcoming and all-inclusive. They're, you know, very non-judgmental, and, you know, it's a special kind of bond that you form with people that you train with, especially in person, but just in general anyway.
Yeah.
We look forward to your video, Georgia, from today. 30 second
video. I think apparently we're doing some boxing today after. No, yeah. I promise. Hand on my heart, I'll post a video today. It's nearly 2 o'clock. And what's next for both of you in terms of fighting? Like, when COVID clears, do you both still have plans to keep fighting? What are your big goals?
I'll go first. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna go back into it. So when everything opens up, I'm just gonna train hard and pick up any opportunity that comes my way. So even if it's through boxing, kickboxing, Muay Thai, whatever it is, I will take it. Like, I'm just ready and fired up to fight, because I was faced with an injury for a year, and I was out for 1 year. And now we're in a pandemic, that's another year. That's 2 years of me not fighting and not training. So it's just like, it's gotten to that point where I'm like, I'm not getting any younger. I need to get out there and get as many fights under my belt and see where it takes me. If I don't do it now, I'm never going to be able to do it. So hopefully in 2 weeks, if we're opening up again, and I'm just going to go head forward and all in and see where it takes me.
Yeah, same with Jo. As soon as all things open up, whatever comes through, we're just gonna accept the opportunities and get as many fights as possible. We already lost almost a year now.
Yeah. And if people want to find JS Muay Thai on social medias and connect with you guys, where can everyone find you?
Yeah, so if you search Facebook JS Muay Thai, then it will just come up as our page straight away, same as Instagram, JS Muay Thai, and then you can follow us or even like our individual Instagram page.
Which is
for my one, so S and then my name, so SOMSURIT, on Instagram.
Cool.
And my one is just Joanne, 3 E's and La. That's it.
I'll put the details for both of your individual Instagrams and the JS Muay Thai Instagram and your Facebook page in the show notes for this episode when it comes out as a podcast and on YouTube. So anyone who's listening will be able to easily click on those links. Is there any other messages that either of you or both of you have for all the women out there listening?
I just want to say it, like, all the girls out there that you have doubt in yourself, you should be confident. You should believe in yourself. And you, like me, I never thought that I would ever be a fighter. And here I am. So if you want to do something, but you're not sure about, don't wait till you're ready. You will never be ready, especially if you want to do a fight. Just do it. If your coach thinks you're ready, you'll train hard for it, just do it. So just action it. Same as our JS Muay Thai, everyone has a dream, but if we never action it, we would never become JS Muay Thai today. So believe in yourself, surround yourself with the people that believe in you too. If you think that you in a negative environment or be with like toxic relationship, why would you want to be in that? Our team, like me, I have a really good support. Jo and I, we always just give each other a positive support. So find people that actually want to support in what you do, and just leave whoever else that don't support you, because they're not important. If they matter to you, they will support what you do. So that's my suggestion, or want to give it out to you. Believe in yourself and find the people that support you.
I love it.
So what I have to say is be kind. Be kind to yourself, especially during this time. We are so caught up in what we used to do, and now that we're trapped and we're in a completely different environment, like it's not the same. So don't compare to several months ago. Because like I was struggling with this, and I'm a very high achiever. I've got a massive to-do list and I'm like tick, 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 tick. But during ISO, I just couldn't achieve those things because my mindset wasn't there, and I wasn't ready to I wasn't in that mindset to do it because I was trapped, right? So I want to tell you guys is be kind. Like it's okay not to be okay. And if you need a hand, make sure you reach out to your close friends, anyone that's in your circle that can uplift you and just listen to you. Reach out, because this is the time where you need your friends the most. If you can, go on a Zoom meeting or even pick up a call someone. And if you don't have anyone, reach out to us. Like me and Som are always free to have a chat. Message us directly on Facebook, Instagram, and we'll be happy to have a chat anytime you guys want. So yeah, so you're not in this alone. We will get out of this, and we'll be better and stronger than ever. So let's get through this ISO and let's tick some goals off.
Perfect. I love it. Thank you both so much for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much for listening to the Fight Back podcast. Please give me a like on YouTube, leave me a review wherever you listen to podcasts. Thank you to Nari for the beautiful song Shape Me, which is heard at the beginning and the end of this episode. Nari wrote this song about Shape Your Life, which is a boxing program for self-identified female survivors of violence in Canada. She wrote this song using the words and experiences shared by participants with Kathy Van Ingen, and you can find out more about Shape Your Life in my interview with Kathy in episode 8 of the Fight Back podcast. And of course, you can hear more of Nari's work by going to her Instagram at Nari the Saga. See you next time.
You need to know that nobody shapes me but me. Don't gotta tell you what my name is, I don't gotta explain it. Walk in the room, hear a boom erupting like I'm famous. I'm here shedding shells, I'm shameless. I fear nothing, no complacence. Walk too many tight ropes with no hope, so I became this poster they hold over all the heads of trauma holders. You don't need to know my history, I move boulders. Atlas shrug, cause I lifted the weight up off his shoulders. No pretense of defense, move first like chess soldiers. This goes deeper than empowerment, cause I'm the one that power it. Physical meets mental, challenge me to keep devouring. If I can't change the scenery, at least I change perspectives. No longer isolated, but elevated and selective. Darkest places become beautiful spaces. This is where rage meets patience, meets power meets gracious. Meets, we're so glad you came and the feeling is contagious. When you the walking impact of intended bad intentions. When you the manifesting of collecting all they tensions. You the soul and body hold it all and still remember. But I'm a work in progress, testament to all contenders. Forgot what it was like to have control over self. Forgot what it was like to be the one in charge. Forgot in my reflection I could see all my wealth. Forgot that with my bare hands I break all these bars, barriers and obstacles. They can't cage me, they can't chronicle all my experiences and reduce them to appearances. When I was truly beaten, gave myself clearances to fall down, mess up, and get myself back up. I'm not looking for clovers cause I don't believe in luck. Damn, you were badass, I heard them say it clearly. Why thank you very much, I know now I'm not weary of what's next for me. Cause I expect to see growth like I was planted, watered, fed, and bloomed to be. The positivity and accountability, knowing they won't step if I'm the agent of my agency. I think I found my voice again, huh? I think I found my voice again, huh? I'm not sorry, you're the end where I begin. Boundaries, I know them well, take a breath and meditate. Who is she? I know her well, now I get to open gates. 1, 2, 1, 2, I don't need your permission. And if you get uncomfortable, then use your intuition to know that I won't stay where respect is ever missing. And everything I do, that's me making decisions. It's truly underrated, the value of self-worth. Forgot that I was rich from the moment of my birth. A penny for my thoughts, no really, you can't afford it. You cannot buy my story, rewrite it, or record it. You cannot buy my story, rewrite it, or record it, huh?